Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know I ask you to do it every single day, and that would be what? To go down in the settings. Why? Because we are building a tribe, we are building a community, and let me tell you, we have the best community on these internet streets. You know we do. And if you don't believe me, go in the comments. You are going to meet the most terrific people. They are terrific. And I'm not just bragging because it's my community, it's because it's true. And if you want to be a part of this community, you know what you need to do. Like I said, go down in the settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit that notification bell too so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in, and give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. It is out of control, y'all. It is just out of control. Also, I just want to thank all of the people who watch the commercials and support the channel that way. I'm telling you, it means so much. And I know it's not an easy thing to do. I know that skip button, it be looking so tempting. It does. But just know when you choose to watch the commercials, you are supporting the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Also, over there in your corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you're going to be supporting my channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I would be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have your support. I will. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, our super thanks button is over on the other side in the corner. And all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'm not going to do any shout outs. I have a shout out, but I'm not going to do a shout out because I always like to do my shout outs when I am front facing. So I am thinking I'm going to be front facing tomorrow. I'm feeling better, but I'm not 100. But and my voice is improving a little bit. So yeah, so I'm thinking I'm gonna be front facing tomorrow. So I'll do my shout outs then. All right, y'all. With all that said, let's get to the read. Of course, we have a lot. It's not a whole lot going on, but it's just a lot of little things and funny things. And y'all know I can dig around in these streets and find all kinds of things. And I have. And y'all know when I am putting the read together, y'all know what I do. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly where I have been today. I have been digging around, nosing around on these streets, peeping around corners, looking on the other side of cars, just ear hustling, seeing what the squatties are talking about. I have been on all the social media platforms. I have. I've been on Blue Sky. I was over there at TikTok. Like I said, TikTok is so great now. It is so much support over there for Meghan, and I love being over there. I do. I didn't stay very long because, like I said, you can get lost over there in TikTok. Before you know it, your whole day is gone, and you've been on TikTok the whole time. So I have to monitor my time over there. And then I made my way over to Instagram over there to see what the Instagram squatties are doing. And of course, they're all over the place talking about all different things. I went over there and checked on Megan, and she had posted. Megan is posting all the time, and I must say, I love it. And we're going to talk about what she posted. And let's see, then I made my way over to the sewer. Y'all know I lovingly call it the sewer, ex formerly known as Twitter. And I got over there to see what the squatties are doing. And let me tell you, the squatties are definitely doing a lot over there. They're bringing up old stuff, and y'all know how I love when they bring up old stuff. I do. I love that. And then they just talk about a lot of different things. And that's pretty much what the podcast is going to be about today. We're going to talk about a whole lot of different stuff. no running theme, just a hodgepodge of all kinds of different stuff. We had some funny stuff, we had some messy stuff. I got some messy stuff, y'all know, and I got a little tea as well, so we might as well just get to it. So, first up, I'm going to talk about Megan's post. And this particular squatty posted on it. And what Megan was doing, she was recreating the banana split. And if you go over to her Instagram page, there is the little video. Her post is over there. If you're like me, you have to stalk that page all the time or you will miss something. And I'm telling you, she is posting all the time, and I love it. I love it. Her and her friend was in the kitchen this morning reinventing the banana split, and they talked about, about how it was put together, and basically looked like it's with yogurt and some some kind of granola and her jam. It looks so good. And the way Megan was acting after she tasted it, it must be good. But this particular squatty posted about it and said this is great. Megan can post whenever she wants. I love it. She said she's happy to be back in California, and I'm happy for her. She's enjoying her life. What more can you ask for? She has a kind husband and two sweet children and beautiful weather. What more do you need? As ever. See my voice, y'all. Like I said, be patient with me with my voice. It's kind of going in and out, but we are going to continue because the read has to go on. But I agree with this squatty right here. I'm so happy for her. She seems like she is so happy. She does. And that banana split looks really, really good. It looks really healthy, but it must be really, really good. But I think I'd rather have a little ice cream with mine. Y'all know. Yeah. But I think Megan, she is really, really a healthy eater. She is. But God bless her. I would have to have a little ice cream with that banana split. But that just me. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up. And this particular squatty, this is a repost, and the original post said, "Happy Sunday, friends, Megan." And Megan's bestie, Kelly K. Zephyrin, reinvent the banana split for breakfast. Yes. And like I say, instead of ice cream, I think they use yogurt. But it seemed like it looked really, really good. And I bet you it tasted really, really good. And I guess you wouldn't want ice cream for breakfast, but when I think of banana split, I think of ice cream. But this particular squatter reposted that and said this: everything Megan does from now on whether on her social media or on Netflix show, is going to be generally copied. Just watch. Megan will need to get those products out, girl. Not let Le Creuset get all of the money without asking for a collaboration with you. Make your own. Yes, I agree. I agree. I have been saying that I want some cookware, and that is the reason why I have been holding back and not buying the crochet, because I am hoping, praying, got my hands together, just hoping that Megan makes her own brand of cookware. Y'all know, y'all been hearing me talk about it way before with Love Megan came out and her product line came out. I was saying I hope Megan makes some cookware. But yes, or at least do a collab with La Crochet, because yeah, make your money, girl, make your coins. I agree with this particular squatty, because everything she does is going to be copied. And Megan should take a note from that family over there. Now, it is some lessons to be learned from that family over there, because they got their fingers in everything when it comes to the taxpayer. They got their hand in the taxpayer pocket. But what I mean, how Megan can learn from that, everything Megan touched from this point on, if I was Megan, everything I touched on my show or something, I would have a stake in it. And what I mean by that is like big companies like her cookware she used on the show, Le Crochet, I would have a collab deal with them. Now, I understand that Megan loves to promote women owned companies, women founded companies, small businesses like that. And that part I would not stop because that is what makes Megan special. But I'm saying with these big companies that Megan can collab with, yes, because people are going to copy everything she does. And she definitely needs her, she needs to have a stake in a lot of this stuff. And when you talk about these big companies, making them rich, no. Let them pay you. But the smaller companies that you like to help, like I said, with the ones that are women own and founded, yes, keep that up, girl. We like that. We like that. But anytime you use some name brand or anything, I would want to know that Megan is getting a part of that. That's just me. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but I really feel that. And who knows, she might be already doing it, which I would not be surprised. But I do agree with this squatty. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and y'all remember this. This was way back on St. Patty's Day. And I must say, the squad will not allow these toadies, these trolls, these ugly old hags, and the Rangers to live this particular thing down. We all know that Megan can't make anything. When I tell you anything, she cannot make anything unless they are trying to associate it with that family over there. And we all know on St. Patty's Day, Megan made these green waffles for the kids. And like this squatty, I'm gonna put it up. It says the Rangers are mad and saying that this is Betty, and I haven't stopped laughing. Yes, they wanted to say that Megan was disrespecting the Queen. That this somehow was Queen Betty. And I'm telling you, we had a fields day with that little ditty. And look at this, y'all. Look what the squatties undone. I'm gonna put this one up. Look what these look what they did. It said, how dare someone do this? The king must order MI6 to launch an investigation and demand the guilty party to extradition to the UK. I'm telling you, look what they did, y'all. They made the queen face look like the waffle. I kid you not. The squatties still have not let that go. And I'm telling you, when I saw this, I had to cackle because it is so funny because they are crazy like this. They are crazy like this. And you are not going to believe what they're doing now. I'm going to put this up. Look at this. Now, this is a squatty who said, too soon. Well, the squatty was joking. He was joking, saying that Megan's, because, well, it's like this. Everything Megan makes, they want to pretend like it looks like or has something to do with that family over there. So this squatty was kind of jumping ahead, saying, is this too soon? Saying this banana split looks like Prince Philip. Saying, does it look like Prince Philip? I don't know. But let me tell you, these Rangers were serious. They absolutely were serious. I'm gonna put this up. This other squatty said, why are these unhinged trolls comparing Prince Philip with a banana split? I kid you not. They are absolutely trying to associate Megan's banana split that she just posted today to Prince Philip. Is that not the most unhinged thing you ever heard of? Meghan cannot do anything with them making something out of it. Meghan have absolutely single-handedly probably increased the mental health issue in the world since she married Harry. I'm telling you, I know it's more people with mental health problems now. I know that was not her intention. She just existing and living her life, but these unhinged people have absolutely lost their mind about Meghan and her husband and is obsessed with everything she does, including making a banana split about Prince Philip. Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squad said British media desperately hunting down the family of someone killed by a banana to speak about their dangers. Where's the lie? I would not be surprised if on Lorraine or Good Morning Britain they didn't have somebody who is just deadly allergic to bananas or have fallen on a banana peel, slipped on a banana peel to say how dangerous they are and how Meghan is promoting this dangerous fruit. It has gotten just that pathetic. Now, will it happen? I don't know. But I'm going to ask you this question. Would you put it past them to do that? Absolutely not. I would not. Because we all know that they have gotten to the point of desperation. They have. And they will do anything, say anything, and smear anything, including a healthy snack like a banana in order to try to hurt Megan. We are there. We are at that point now with these people. Their desperation is real over there across the pond. I'm just saying. Now, I'm going to put this one up. And I must say, now Megan did not make this one. This is the squatties being the squatties. I don't know who decided to make this particular pancake, but all I can say is this one is kind of on point, don't you think? I'm telling you, leave it up to the squatties to make a horse pancake. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna say this. I know it's a little messy, but if Megan ever makes a horse pancake, I am going to be done. I am going to absolutely take the day off because I am going to be done. I am going to giggle and laugh and roll on the floor most of the day. Because let me tell you, now I would agree with the trolls. If Megan made a horse pancake, I would agree with the trolls that Megan is trolling that family over there. Now that all the other things that Megan has made, Megan it was just making, you know, things for the kids. But if she ever makes a horse pancake, I don't think I can stand with her on that one. But I would love it. Y'all know I'm messy. I would love it. But this particular squatty said, looks accurate to me. Yes, yes, yes. This is the doings of the squad. And that is why I love it. I love being a part of it. Because tell me that is not everything. Okay, y'all. I'm going to put this one up. I'm gonna put this one up, and it says green waffles. Now green cabbages. Y'all remember they were saying that Megan harvesting her cabbages was absolutely disrespecting the queen. You remember that they were saying because Prince Philip called the queen cabbage at one time. Yeah, Megan cannot do anything without them trying to associate her with those folks over there. But this squatty goes on and says they have truly lost the plot. I can't wait for Megan to fry some sausage. That will blow their deranged mind. Y'all, I am being too messy. I'm telling you, the squad is just being too messy. I love it. I love days like the day when the squatties are feeling so messy. They are messy, they are petty, and I am just enjoying every bit of it. But if Megan made a horse pancake with some sausages on the side, I would not be able to take it. All I can say is I can't wait. I cannot wait. All right, y'all, we're going to switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk about this. A squatty reposted a post from someone that I feel is a deranger. I don't recognize them as anything else, and I would assume that they would be because I don't think a squatty would be reposting something like this. But I digress. And the original post says this: the Daily Mail editor, Richard Kay, explained that the Heritage Foundation will be continuing to pursue legal and presidential channels to make known whether Prince Harry told the truth on his U.S. visa application, despite the DHS continuing to conceal the contents. And I'm telling you, how more pathetic can you be? And how more transparent can you be? I mean, it has gotten to the point where they don't even try to hide this. This is a witch hunt. And they are not trying to pretend like it's anything any different because we all know it is plenty of British citizens that come to America that has lived in America for years and years and years. Paul McCarthy lives here. I think he lives in Connecticut with his American wife. And we all know that he has absolutely admitted to drug use. But yet and still, it is no comment when it comes to him. It is no high level pursuit of his visa application and his visa status. Why? Because he is not treated like a runaway slave as Harry is. I have never saw anything like it before in my life. The the harassment, the abuse, the pursuit of one person that has done nothing but mind its business. But yes, and this Richard K character who calls himself a journalist, which I call him a hack, wrote this article in the Fail, and the name of the article is Prince Harry Under Pressure about his drug use from U.S. think tank with top notch legal team. Yes, I want you to stick a pin in that statement, top notch legal team, because we're going to address that a little later. But y'all know I got some tea on it. Y'all, I got some tea on that top notch legal team. But let's finish this. But yes, they only want to pursue Harry, and they sit up there on that panel. He sit up there on the Daily Mail's panel, weekly panel that they have, him and Maureen, and had a full-on conversation about something that is just clearly been unattainable for Nile Gardner. He has been turned down and turned away in every form of fashion that you can be turned down and turned away in when it comes to the U.S. legal system and Harry's visa status. But they continue. Why? Because it is a coordinated smear campaign. It is directed by that family over there. They're doing it in order to try to prop up that very, very fragile and very, very mediocre, has been shown to be very subpar institution. How it has lasted over 1,000 years is beyond me. But once the veil was lifted and the curtain pulled back, it reveals something that I'm telling you, people are astonished that it continues. It is just filled with a bunch of mediocre people. And these people around them, these flying monkeys and all the toadies and the minions and the trolls and the ugly old hags and the derangers, they prop it up. And Richard K, he is one of those old flying monkeys, one of those old minions. He is. I think he's well into his 70 and sitting up there trying to impose himself into someone's life that doesn't want to have anything to do with anything he is about. And I have said this from the beginning. It is the rejection. They cannot handle the rejection of Harry. He has rejected them. He don't want to have anything to do with them. He would not give them an interview in any form or fashion. This is the same man who sit up there and said what Harry and Meghan needs to do. They need to get back on social media and communicate with the press and let us know what they're doing, because we don't know what they're doing until it happens. They need to try to make amends with their family. This is the same man. And now he's up here wanting us to believe that Harry is under pressure. Under pressure about what? That's what I want to say. But that's what they want to do. They want to cause anxiety for him. They have just full out said it for everyone to hear that they absolutely don't want Harry to be happy. They want to try to force him back to the United Kingdom. It is just like that, just full facing, just like that, just front facing, just like that. This guy, this Dewey guy, Samuel Dewey, said it out loud. Say he needs to self-deport. He needs to not even be in the United States anymore. He should be made to go back to the United Kingdom. Can you believe that nonsense? It is just that crazy. These fevered minded trolls, these fevered minded toadies. I have never saw anything like it before in my life, but I digress. This particular squatty reposted that and said this: Harry is not under threat from a top-notch legal team. A top-notch legal team would know that it's against federal law to release private visa information. And they pretty much said that when they smacked the hand of Niall Gardner and this other toady. When the judge said that he could not release any of this and just release all that paper with all them black lines across it and left one portion out saying that it would be used to harass Harry. If his visa information was released, it could be released. I mean, it could be used to harass him. But yet and still, what are they doing? They continue to harass him anyway. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up, and y'all remember I told you to put a pin in that what Richard K was saying about this top notch legal team that is in hot pursuit of Prince Harry's visa information. Well, I'm going to put this up. And y'all remember I talked about this Samuel Dewey. He is a lawyer for the Heritage Foundation. And he pretty much went to the fail and went over there and was talking his nonsense to them. And as you can see at the top of this, it says Prince Harry should self-deport from the U.S. because he hates America. This right-wing think tank pursuing the release of his immigration records has claimed. So he was just over there just lying on Prince Harry, pretty much, because we know every time Harry gets in front of a microphone and a camera, he's saying how much he loves America, how he loves raising his family here. So this was a blatant lie. This was defamation. I mean, plain and simple. And this man is supposed to be an officer of the court, so he should be very, very careful. And another reason why he needs to be very, very careful is because it is something that has been dug up in his background. And I am going to put it up. Mr. Samuel Dewey had some skeletons in his closet. Y'all remember when I said that now Gardner, some of his skeletons has fell out of his closet. And I told you that Samuel Dewey looks like he has some skeletons in his. Well, guess what? One popped up out the closet today. One of them skeletons fell out of Samuel Dewey's closet today. And like I said, I'm going to put this up. All right, look at the headline. The headline says, Attorney hired to probe the Voice of America. And that's what the VOA stands for. It's Voice of America's coverage has a active protective order against him. Yes, 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 yes. You heard it right. Mr. Samuel Dewey was hired for a job with the Voice of America, and this was back in 2020. And he had an active protective order against him. And what was this active protective order about? Well, he had threatened to kill his father and killed himself. Yes, 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 yes. He had done that. These people need to stop. They need to stop, and they need to understand that the Suicide Squad, if it's some skeletons, they are going to find them. They are, yes, Mr. Samuel Dewey, allegedly, I'm going to put it there, but I'm telling you, this is what's in the article. I mean, if it's a lie, NPR said it, but I digress. I'm still going to put allegedly there. That he had a protective order. He has had a protective order against him because he has threatened to kill himself and his father. Now, I'm telling you, is that not a skeleton to fall out of your closet while you in hot pursuit of this upstanding a man who has come to America and has only contributed to this country and has no protective orders against him? But here you stand, you know, would have I don't know if it's been settled or not. I don't claim to know a lot about it, but it is in NPR saying that Samuel Dewey had back in 2020 had a protective order against him. And I am going to put up a picture of said protective order. And here it is right here. And as you can see the highlighted parts, there it is, defendant's name, Samuel Dewey. Yes, yes, yes. A skeleton decided to pop up and come out the closet today. Today. And then look also at the highlighted parts down there. And it says, court orders shall not abuse, shall not contact, shall not enter residence, stay away from employment, and surrender all firearms. Yes, yes, yes. He was not even trusted to have any firearms, but yet and still he is the top notch legal team part of the legal team. I don't know who the other part is. If I was them, I would lay low and would not put my name out there, because we all know that the squatties will go through your dream. They will go through your aspirations. They will go through everything to find out what's going on with you. And if you got some skeletons in your closet, we are going to rattle that knob until one of them falls out. So if I was them, I would lay low. I wouldn't come to the front like Mr. Dewey did, because when he came to the front, Squatty said, okay, let's see if we can shake out a skeleton out of one of them closets. And like I said, this is the one that fell out. Yes. And it's from Cattonville, Maryland. Yes. Over there. He absolutely was had a protective order against him. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's a little tea. All I can say is I love it. I do. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up. And the Squatties also was in the mood to drag the Osborns, to drag Piers Morgan, all who has admitted to drug use, and the Heritage Foundation has no interest in their visa status, no interest in them entering the United States. There no interest in how long they have stayed in the United States. I think Ozzy Osbourne has been a legal resident here for over 25 years, and he is known to be completely blasted out of his mind most of the time, but they have no smoke for him. And this particular squatty said this. Well, they went in and posted about the Osbourne, saying Ozzy Osbourne recalled trying to kill his wife Sharon while on drugs in new documentary. Now he stated it in a documentary there for everybody to see. But did the Heritage Foundation have a problem with him continuing to be in America? Has it affected his status while he has been living here in America? I know they said they was moving back to England, but they lied about that. Sharon came over here and worked, what, maybe 15, 20 minutes over there on Talk TV, and then she hightailed it right back to America, where she cannot even get arrested when it comes to employment. But I digress. Y'all, I am in a messy mood. I'm in a messy mood. But I digress about that. But yeah, he's been over here over 25 years, and those children, those kids of his, they've been in and out of rehab so much. When one is going in, the other one is coming out. And they can absolutely do tag team like they are tag team wrestlers, going in and out of going in and out of rehab. So, have they status here in America? Have that been affected in any kind of way? And has the Heritage Foundation took any interest in the Osbournes? Because we all know they're all drug addicts. And if they're not drug addicts, they're addicted to plastic surgery, because we all know Sharon looks like she has turned into a leprechaun at this point with all the plastic surgery. Uh, all the plastic surgery she has gotten, y'all. I am getting too messy and tickling myself too much. But yes, they don't have any smoke for the Osbournes. And also, this particular squatty posted Piers Morgan. He admitted to his drug use. It says, Piers Morgan, why I had to tell my kids I did drugs. And this was back in 2008. And he has been back and forth over here in America. He has gotten a visa to come to America. And it seems like the Heritage Foundation has no smoke for him. Not Hoghead Piers Morgan. They have nothing, as Byron as Byron calls him. They don't have no smoke for him, but all of a sudden They're so interested in Harry's. And this is why people cannot take them seriously. This is why this is so transparent, even to the judge, that this is all about harassment of this man, of Harry. I mean, when you put it in the court documents that this is what it's about, the judge put it in the documents, it is clear, it is there for everybody to see. And we are just tired of it. This particular squatty said this. Does anybody know if the judge granted the Heritage Foundation access to the Osbornes and Morgan's visa files, or what year this happened, please? Yes. Where is, have they asked for their visa information, their visa files? I don't think so. We all know what it's about. And the judge, he knows what it's about. And it's just the most ridiculous thing. But I love it. I love how the squad is just always coming with the receipts, always exposing, always calling it for what it is. And that is nothing but nonsense. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this up. And this particular squatty posted some front pages from some of those rags over there talking about Harry's drug use and talking about, I think one of them says Harry faces eating drug tests and Harry's drug shame. Yes, and Harry was underage, and look how they were treating him. We were so unaware how they was treating him because the world's eyes turned away after Diana because we thought they were gonna leave them alone, but they did anything but leave Harry and William alone. But I digress. This particular squatty posted this and said, how many times did Harry visit the USA after these headlines? Several. Did the Heritage Foundation, that had been in operation since 1973, demand to see his visa application back then? No. The interest in his visa application has surfaced after marrying a woman of color and breaking away from that family. Where is the lie? I think that just says it in a nutshell. Harry had come in and out of America on his visa, come back and forth to America. After all of this was known about his drug use as a youth when he was underage. But yet and still, all of a sudden in 2023, the Heritage Foundation found some interest in seeing Harry's visa information. Like, and I like this is all new for them. This was all known, all on the front pages of those rags over there. And they try to pretend like, no, he put it in his book. Well, if you were so interested, you would have absolutely did something about it when he was coming back and forth over here on a regular basis ever since he was able to travel on his own. He'd been coming to America, and you had no problem with that. But all of a sudden, when he got married, when he left that family, when he wrote a book and he exposed them for who they were, all of a sudden now you want to pursue his visa application. You want to try to harass him. You want to try to be abusive towards him. Yeah, okay, we're supposed to believe that. That this is just something that is in the interest of the people, especially the American people. These people are jokes, to say the least. I'm just saying. But I just find this particular squatty just had such a great point. Why now? You've been knowing this. Why now? All right, y'all. I am going to put this up, and I just want to expose some hypocrisy when it comes to the British media. Nothing new. They are a bunch of hypocrites. We know it. That's all they do is show the hypocrisy of their coverage of who they are. It is who they are. It is the essence of those rags over there. But I digress. I'm going to put this up. And this is about Princess Beatrice. And she is evidently in the new issue of British Vogue. And I don't know if she has a cover. I have no idea. I don't know if she's just a feature inside of the magazine. But this particular squatty posted this and said, "Oh, Princess Beatrice is sharing her baby, Athena Moxie, for British Vogue to overshadow her sister's birthday. Eugenie is 35 today." So that came out, and she came out in Vogue, but nobody said anything about her overshadowing Eugenie because Eugenie's birthday was the day that this article came out. Those are the rules that only apply to Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan cannot do anything if, for not being accused of overshadowing those people across the pond. And it is just ridiculous. But look at this. Beatrice is in British Vogue with her new baby on Eugenie's birthday, and nothing is being said, including from Eugenie. I mean, they just rewrite the rules and make up rules for Harry and Meghan. And I love it. I love it that Harry and Meghan pay them no mind. They just want to control Harry and Meghan. They want to try to control their shine and their popularity and somehow be able to maneuver in a way to keep them down, to control them. They still want to control them, even though Harry and Meghan are not a part of the working royal status. They are not. But yet and still they do that. But when it comes to Eugenie and Beatrice, who participates, who attends royal events, who is half in and half out, they have nothing to say about that. They have no smoke whatsoever. I just can't. I can't with these people. The hypocrisy, it just reeks. It stinks. I'm just saying. And then also, she even shared her pregnancy issues, the problems she had within the pregnancy, that her child was born early. And nothing is said about that. Meghan shares that she lost a baby, and it's just an issue. Everything that Meghan says is always an issue. And like I said, the hypocrisy of these people, it is just stunning, stunning to say the least. I am going to put this up. And look at this. It says, "Hold on." She also is promoting her friend's baby shower collection too. Look at that. Hawking out here, hawking products, and is a part of the royal family. But is anything said? No, nothing is said. It's always a double standard. But I tell you what, good luck with those products because I looked at them and those are the ugliest babies things I have ever saw. I don't know who and what this designer is, but it is some ugly things. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm American, but it's nothing in that collection that I would want for my child. I'm just saying. But she's out here hawking them. She's out here pushing them. She's out here putting them on, putting them within this article for sale. And nothing said about it. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to put this up. And this is of Zara. And it says, is Zara Tyndall showing her children? And basically, my take on this is before Meghan came over there and changed the game, before Meghan came over there and put this whole family in a chokehold, this was what they did. They showed their children's faces. And that's the way it was. But now with Meghan, Meghan came over there and changed the game. She wanted to protect Archie's privacy. She would show his little foot. She would show his hands. And of course, the news media would absolutely give her HE double hockey sticks about it. But now, that is all those folks do over there. I'm going to put this up. Look, this is the picture that is in British Vogue of Athena Moxie. Princess Beatrice's new daughter. And look, they don't show the face at all. And also, let me put this up. Here's a picture of Princess Eugenie, and she is not showing the faces of her children. And she rarely shows the face of her children. And that has been ongoing since Meghan showed up. Because before Meghan showed up, all the royal children would be paraded around and put on front pages of all those rags constantly. So, yes, this is how Meghan has changed the game. And she just continues to have those folks in a headlock. They do. And they hate her for it. They hate her because they cannot do anything but copy her. I love that for them. It must be an internal battle. And I just love it for them. All right, y'all. I'm going to put this up. And this is an article by Kaiser. And it was in Celebici. And she does an article about an article. And this particular article was, I think it was in Heat magazine. And then the Mirror did a rewrite of it. And I think Kaiser, she wrote her article about an article about the mirrors version of it. But I did not bother with any of them because it is the same old rehash, rewarm, regurgitated nonsense that the Middletons plant when trying to not let people forget that Kate exists, because William is over there in Estonia. I think he maybe has returned by now, but he is getting what little headlines he can get. He has all the royal reporters with him, and still nobody pays him any mind because he hasn't made any headlines no more than what they wrote about him. It has not been global at all. They want to try to pretend like he is some kind of global statesman. How can you be a global statesman when you can't even make global headlines? But I digress. And so when he is away like that and she is not invited, she tends to plant stories. The Middleton tends to plant stories, and I really feel like this is a planted story. And of course, they want to use Harry or Meghan in order to try to get some attention. And that's exactly what they have done with this particular article. I believe it came straight from the Middleton camp, trying to keep Kate's name in the headlines and using Harry as a way to do that. They have, I mean, it must really, really suck to be someone that cannot generate any kind of attention, you know, on your own. And you're supposed to be titled to the point where you're the next queen of the United Kingdom, but yet and still you have to bite off of your brother-in-law, who is what, fifth or sixth in line to the throne. I mean, you know how pathetic you have to be. You know how mediocre you have to be. But they both are. They are constantly planning these stories using Harry and Meghan's name. And in this particular article, using Harry's name. And the title of the article is Princess Kate Wants to Reconcile with Prince Harry to Set a Good Example for Her Kids. Yes, that is the nonsense that they decided to plant. Kate and her camp, trying to get some attention, trying to recast her in a better light. They have done the whole cancer thing. Now they're trying to cast her as the peacemaker again. They have tried to make that dog hunt for so long, but everybody knows that Kate is a mean girl. Everybody knows that she has been just as much as, she is just as guilty of the harassment and the smear campaign and perpetrating the smear campaign as William and Charles and his horse. We remember what Harry said in Spare, how she had made up all this old bogus nonsense trying to create chaos and, trying to other Meghan, trying to pretend like Meghan had did something to her because they didn't buy a Easter present, or Meghan said baby brain or some kind of old nonsense like that. And Harry says she was sitting there looking out the window, just gripping onto the furniture till her knuckles had turned white. You know how angry you have to be? This woman is so jealous of Meghan. Whew, I'm telling you, and I can just see how she must feel every time something come across the newspaper or something hits the internet where Meghan has broken the internet. Like today, just absolutely just having fun in the kitchen with her friends. And I bet it drives her crazy and it drives him crazy. I just love that for them, because can you imagine being the kind of people they are? Because Spare just let us in on exactly who these two people are. And they are a bunch of jealous, envious, mediocre individuals who want Harry and Meghan's life. They want their shine, but they're not able to have it, and so they hate them for it. That's who these people are. And then they try to make us believe that she wants to set a good example for her kids and to make up with Harry. Get out of here. You wouldn't even invite Harry to dinner before Harry met Meghan. I mean, Harry couldn't even get an invitation to dinner, but yet and still, all of a sudden, you want to have, you want to set a good example. Stop. This is all gaslighting. I'm just saying. And let me tell you something. I didn't read the story, but did they light them up in the comments? Yes. Now, they weren't coming at Kaiser for writing the article. They were coming at Kate but with this nonsense, and it's clearly nonsense at that. I'm going to share some of the comments, and I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty commented and said, the gaslighting with William and Kate played a role in creating the toxic environment for Meghan and Harry, and now she wants to reconcile with Harry, but not with his wife, who was tortured by that institution. Exactly. She was just as involved as all the rest of them. Let's not forget the bridesmaids' dresses and how she really played the bridezilla in Meghan's wedding. This is the same woman who wore white. And I know it's a big debate talking about it was light yellow, it was this, whatever. It was white enough. It was white enough. She wore a white dress to Meghan's wedding. I don't care if it was pale this or what, pale that. It was white enough. And it was a mean girl move. I'm just saying. And all that, it was light. It wasn't quite white. That's gaslighting. It was too close to white for anybody to wear, especially someone that close within the family and was going to be seen that much. We should have knew right then and there what was going on with her. But I digress. And then I'm going to put this up. And this particular person said this: load of nonsense. Kate Middleton behaves as if she is a blue-blooded royal towards Harry's wife and children. Prince Harry will continue to maintain space with the woman who racially othered his child. Where is the lie in that? I'm looking, I cannot find it, because that's exactly what she did. She othered Archie before he was even born. But I digress. And it goes on to say, Kate is obsessed with the Sussexes. I have said many, many times that Harry and Meghan needs to keep their doors in Montecito locked tight and their alarm on, because I would not be surprised if William and Kate showed up and would be single white femaling them and moving in and pretending like their home is not their home anymore, because these people are just this obsessed with them. Because when you see that last event that William and Kate had together, that was crazy. Single white femaling, even taking the shot from the back, holding hands, everything that Harry and Meghan had did when they were at Invictus. It was weird, it was cringe, and it was scary. I'm just saying. But yes, I agree with this one. It's a load of nonsense. All right, I'm going to put this one up. And it says, I think Kate was a huge instigator in the breakdown of all of the relationships, but she's not entirely to blame. William has always been incandescent with rage and jealous of Harry. Where is the lie? Where is the lie? And she was an instigator in it. She absolutely was so jealous of Meghan. And this, they say this is not new behavior, because she was jealous of what's her name, Cressida, and of Chelsea, because both of those was accomplished women. Chelsea is a lawyer and Cressida is an actress, and Kate is a mannequin. And that is the reason why she has always been jealous of the women that Harry has chosen, because the women that Harry has chosen has always been accomplished women. Harry has never been attracted to empty vessels. He never has been. And she has always had a problem because he has not been. And everybody he has chosen has been better than her. I digress. And it goes on to say William and Kate fed negatively from one another and ganged up on Harry and Meghan to destroy them. Absolutely, they did. Absolutely, they did. We have evidence of that from Spare. We have evidence from that from Meghan's father, who was on national television, who spilled the beans and said Jason Knopf and Dylan Howard was conspiring with him to stop Harry and Meghan's wedding. You know, they try to paint that old man as this innocent individual when he absolutely plotted with Dylan Howard and Jason Knopf, and I believe who was directed by William, to try to destroy Harry and Meghan's wedding. He did not want Harry to marry Meghan because he knew Harry was marrying up. He knew Harry was really marrying someone of substance, and he had a empty vessel. And his empty vessel did not want Harry to marry her because she was so insecure that she knew that Meghan was head, shoulders, knees, and toes above her. In every form and fashion, Meghan would outdo her, and she could not handle that. But like I said, these are the kind of women Harry has always been attracted to. He has been attracted to women of substance. You can look at his history. So I don't understand why William was so surprised that he would marry and choose someone of substance. He has always went for the empty vessel. I'm just saying. Then it goes on to say, I firmly believe that Kate and William leaked the lie that Meghan made Kate cry and then pinned it on Camilla and Charles, and Camilla is still getting her revenge. Now that I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't know if they pinned it on Camilla, because I always thought it was Kate. I thought it was the Middletons or William and Kate who put that lie out. Because why would Camilla leak that when it didn't benefit her? The only person it benefited was Kate. It drew in her sympathy, you know, it drew in sympathy for her. So I always felt it came from Kate or William, well, you know, Kate and William's camp from Kensington Palace. That's where I always felt it came from. I never felt it came from Camilla. Now, it's a lot of stuff done come from the horse, but I never did think that one came from it. came from her. And then it goes on to say, first bit of it, revenge was not allowing Kate to wear a tiara to the coronation and not allowing her siblings and spouses to come, her siblings and their spouses to come as well. Now, the whole tiara thing, I don't know what was going down between the horse and Kitty Cat. Now, it could have been just the fact that Camilla wanted to shine on that particular day, because we all know that this is a sickness that run between these weak men and the women that they choose, that they just cannot stand, and they just cannot stand any kind of competition. And maybe the horse sees Kate as competition because they felt that she would be the ones that would make the front pages if she had a tiara. So they wanted to try to make her as small as they possibly could in order for the horse and Charles to be on the front pages. So I'm thinking maybe that's it. And then that kind of kicked off the war between them. And them being late for the coronation, William and Kitty Cat, filming and trying to put something up on social media, instead of being on time for the coronation, that kind of made Camilla and Charles, mad too. So it's definitely a war between the palaces, but I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that the story of making Kate cry, because I believe that came straight out of Kensington Palace, because it only benefited the primaries in Kensington Palace. I don't think Camilla had anything to do with that. I'm just saying. And then it goes on to say, then she's benched from the Tierra events. Yeah, I think that's just Camilla wanting to be center stage. This old bed hopper, she still wants to be center stage. So I think that might have something to do with it. I don't know. But it's definitely something going on between them all. But I could care less. I really could. And I get on here and my podcast and I talk about them. But at the end of the day, if they would just leave Harry and Meghan alone, I wouldn't have nothing to say about them. Because at the end of the day, I don't care about these folks. I really, really don't. I don't care what kind of beef they got between each other. My only concern is their beef that they have with Harry and Meghan. Leave them alone, because their problems just do not pique my interest unless they have something to do with Harry and Meghan. I'm just saying. And it goes on to say they mess with the wrong horse. Yes, I guess they did. I guess they chose the wrong horse when they chose a horse, and Charles and his horse, and William and his mannequin, because I think what the British media thought was that the shine was the crown. And I think that's what Charles and William thought, that they think as long as they had the crown, they had to shine. But Harry and Meghan has really taught them a lesson. And that is the fact that the shine doesn't necessarily go along with the crown. All right, y'all. I'm gonna put this one up, and this was on Megan's Instagram, and it is a video that Harry had taken, and it is so cute. You go over there and watch it, and you can hear Lily and Archie's voice in it, and Megan labeled it "Flying into the Week with My Family." Yes, and it's so cute. And she said the video was taken by Prince Harry. Yeah, she said my H. I know that drove all the trolls crazy because she said my H. Megan absolutely let them know that he is mine. He is my age, not yours. And boy, I bet you it's some heads that explode over that. And that is so sad and pathetic, but we all know it's true. We do. Also, I wanted to put this one up. And this says it all. It says the hands that shape history. Where is the lot in that? Because Meghan and Princess Diana absolutely changed that place over there. They changed that institution. They shook that institution. They absolutely remade that institution into their own liking. But even though they wasn't able to stay within the institution, that institution has never and will never be the same because these two women came through. All right, y'all. I will see y'all next time. Bye.